Yo, what's up? Punisher 1564 here with the Tiger Woods 13 tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be going over basic putting. Specifically, I'll be going over reading the green. I'll be showing examples of the effects that the green will have on your target distance as well as your ball travel, and I'll be showing you guys my pre-putting routine. Now, as you can see on the green, there are lines going in different directions. These lines represent gravitational pull or downhill roll. And I'd like to also note that reading the green is the most important thing to making successful putts. Now let's look at some examples of how this roll will have an effect. Here's an uphill putt on what I found to be a fairly consistent uphill slope. I know it's not even, but it is somewhat consistent. So I'm going to press LB. I'm going to get a putt preview line. And as you can see, I'm losing, I want to say roughly 25 to 30% on my distance between my golfer and my target marker. Now here's a little shorter distance, 28 feet. I'm going to go ahead and press left bumper, get my putt preview, and as you can see, I'm losing roughly 20% on my distance. Not a lot of difference in uphill putts and distances. Now here we go, downhill. I'm gaining an additional, it looks about 40, looks like additional 68-70% on my downhill distance, and 57 feet. So let's see, at 23 feet, go ahead and hit the putt preview line, and as you can see, I'm getting an additional about 70%. So generally I'm getting the same results putting downhill from various different distances, similar to how I was getting very similar results putting uphill from various distances. Now for sake of time, I'm going to leave my examples as just uphill and downhill, but I definitely would recommend just going and using your putt preview line to get a feel for the type of green that you're dealing with, and make sure your mulligans are on so you can just keep using the putt preview line as much as you like. Now when I'm faced with a putt, the first thing I like to take note of is the distance between my ball and the hole, and it says here that it's 22 feet. I ignore the 1 foot down marker, as reading the green usually provides more information as to how I can get the ball in. I also ignore the wind. Now after the test that we just did, I found that with this regular pace downhill roll, I'm generally going to get about a 70% increase in my distance. So with this being a 22 foot putt, I'm going to go ahead and pull the marker back about from what I see to be a 70% increase in distance from the marker to the hole. And I'm just going to go ahead and look at it and just pay attention to all the lines, and I'm also paying attention to the lines going across. I'm not just paying attention to the uphill, downhill, I'm also paying attention to the left, right lines. I just want to see how it's affecting. And what I'm going to do is, because I notice that there's just a slight roll to the right, to the left, I'm going to go ahead and tap my D-pad 2 times to the right, just make a slight tiny adjustment to the right. And these little adjustments do matter. Now the number one rule is that once you've made this is the number one rule. Once you've made your adjustments and you're sitting over the ball, you are no longer allowed to make adjustments. Trust me, this will pay off in the long run. And I don't have too much time to explain it as I'd like, but it pays off in the long run. It's a good practice habit. So once you're over the ball, do not make any more adjustments. If you want to make adjustments, zoom back out into the adjustment view. Now the first thing I go for in my preparation is my follow-through swing. And then once I've gotten a decent line on my follow-through swing, then I pull the club all the way back, and I just remember the time in which the entire box turns red. Now I actually made a mistake in this preparation, so I'm going to go over this again. And whenever I make a mistake in my preparation, I just restart my whole entire preparation. So I'm going to go ahead and get that follow-through line right about now, and make sure I have a straight line at the right tempo. And when I'm reading this tempo, I'm also memorizing in my head the amount of force that I'm pushing my analog stick up with, and that's going to be the exact same amount of force that I'm going to need once I pulled the club back and pushed it forward. So I'm just trying to find that, as well as keep a nice good straight follow through line. and it's taking me a little bit longer this time. Now, if this was an 8-foot putt, I wouldn't bother as much with this, but it's a 22-foot putt, I believe, and this is what I think, or this is how much I think I need to prepare for it. So now I'm pulling my club all the way back, and I'm not so much watching the line as much as I'm paying attention to just how much time is involved with before the line turns red, and then I try to put it all together. And this is, like I said, this is my preparation for anything higher than an 18-foot putt. So now that I'm comfortable with everything, I'm not going to take too much time over it. Just going to go ahead and hit the ball. And there it is, it's putting. Overall, it's all about practicing, and more practicing, mulligans, and more practicing. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Click any of the links for more tutorials. This is Punisher 1564 signing out. Peace.